I'm Meredith from XT, and today I'm talking with Charlie about his Tacoma. Thank you so much for joining with me today.
Thank you for having me.
To start off, you have a 2020 Tacoma TRD Sport. You have 17 by 9 inch Dirty Life Mesa wheels in matte black with a negative 12mm offset. You have 285/70 R17 Falken Wild Peak AT3W all-terrain tires, which are equivalent to a 33 by 11. And you have the 3.5 inch Rough Country lift kit with lifted and 3 struts. Overall, I love the look. It has a really aggressive look to it, especially with the black on blue. Can you tell me a little bit about why you chose this setup in particular?
The color of my truck alone just kind of really pops. With the Voodoo Blue, there's not much you can really accent it with. I do my other toy car is black, so I kind of wanted to stick with the dark gray, matte finish, black, and kind of go that route. Most of the cars can kind of match when they park next to each other.
How do you use your setup? Do you mainly daily drive it, or are you doing a mix of off-roading?
It's daily driven, back and forth to work, kids cheerleading practices and all that. But I do try to get into the woods, get her muddy. Yeah, no, I use it for everything.
So let's get into a little bit of detail, starting off with the wheels. Just for everybody watching at home, Charlie has these 17 by 9 inch Dirty Life Mesa wheels in matte black with a negative 12mm offset that give the truck an aggressive stance. You talked a little bit about how you wanted to accent the truck. Why did you choose this particular wheel to do so?
Well, I looked around at all different types. I just liked the spoke pattern on it mainly. The color also matched everything else, my front bumper, having it the matte black look. But I really liked the spoke setup. And I didn't want to have it where there'd be like too many spokes. It was more or less like the holes between them are just big enough that, you know, it's going to be easy to clean. And at the same time, it still kind of gives it a sporty, aggressive look.
And as far as sizing, why a 17 by 9?
Well, I have 17s on the truck already. I didn't want to go any bigger on rims because I like to see some sidewall. I'm not a fan of the big rims, little tires on lifted trucks. It doesn't make sense to me. And anything smaller, I don't think it would have looked right. I like the 17 look with the sidewall I have is a perfect size, and it just keeps that aggressive look to it, in my opinion. I think so.
Sticking to sizing though, the 9 inch width of the wheel paired with the negative 12mm offset gives the truck an aggressive stance. Is there a reason why you paired that combo specifically?
I wanted about a 1 inch wheel poke coming out the sides. It was perfect.
Now, how do you like this stance versus the stock stance?
Even guys at work have made comments like it actually looks like a truck now. Like the base Toyota Tacoma, I mean, it's still a truck, but you give that little lift to it. You give a little bit of the tire to it. It really kind of just, you can fit in with the F-150s, and I'm about the same height as the stock F-150 now, so it looks like a real truck.
Let's get into the tires. Again, you have the 285/70 R17 Falken Wild Peak AT3W all-terrain tire, which is equivalent to roughly a 33 by 11. Why did you go with this tire?
Kind of reading what other people talk about the different types of tires. I was torn between a Nitto and the other one's the KO2s, and just I like the sidewall pattern on the Wild Peak. I think that was probably my main selling point, was just the sidewall pattern. It's something so simple, but it's just a little bit more aggressive.
Now, is there a reason why you went with 33s compared to something a little bit smaller, or the 35s that you are potentially looking at in the future?
I think it was more of let's stick in the middle, start off small. 31s, one of the guys at work has 31s, and to me, I was kind of looking at it and like, it looks like there's something missing. And he had 33s, he put them on, and he didn't like them. I was like, I'll try them out. So as soon as they came in the mail, and I was kind of shocked how big they actually were. I'm gonna like them. I put them on, and I mean, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I didn't go 31s. I've always liked bigger trucks and bigger lifted trucks, so 31s I don't think would have done it.
Why did you choose an all-terrain over something more aggressive like a mud terrain?
Well, because I use it for daily driving. I drive about 24 miles one way to work. You gotta have something that's roadworthy that's gonna last me, more than a year. But I definitely want something so I can go in the woods on the weekend and not have to worry about getting stuck somewhere.
And now, how are the Falkens treating you? Are they quiet? Are they loud, smooth? Are they bumpy?
I've had louder in the past. So it's a mellow. It's really not bad. It's with the windows up, you can't really hear anything. Windows down, going through a tunnel, you can hear a little bit. I mean, I kind of wish it was a little louder. Maybe my next tire will be, because I don't mind that. I like hearing the road noise. But overall I'm happy with them.
Now, as far as the tires, how do they feel compared to the stock tires?
A little different. I mean, I noticed the ride on itself is a little bit harsher, a little bumpier. It doesn't bother me at all.
Did you have to calibrate for the larger tires? Did you have to do any tuning or like a calibration tool for the speedometer or anything?
No, I did not. I didn't do any gears or anything like that. I haven't noticed any difference really in my miles per gallon or my speedometer. I think if I went any bigger, I'd have to start looking at that, but it really doesn't know. I didn't notice the difference at all.
Let's get into your suspension. So again, you have the 3.5-inch Rough Country lift kit with the lifted N3 struts. Why did you go with this kit?
There's some of those bigger kits that are out there that guys use when they go overlanding and rock climbing. I don't need that. So reading up on Rough Country, I've talked to people that have used them. They've never had any problems. And I figured the 3.5 would have been good enough to fit the 33s under. So that's why I went with that kit. It was a very easy install. I did it right in my driveway while my daughter was in her half-day pre-K.
Efficient.
Yeah, it was very smooth and very easy.
Did you have any fitment issues when you put on the 3.5-inch lift kit in conjunction with the 33-inch tire?
Only issue I'm having is on a full lock to lock, I do rub against the body mount and then some plastic trimming up in the wheel wells. But other than that, it's tolerable. I've had it on here for about 1.5 years now and not driving me nuts. So
how do you like the way that it looks with the wheels, tires, and suspension as a combo?
love it. And I'm sure that's the answer you're looking for.
Yes, that is absolutely the answer.
I'm one of those, I park far away from the store and I turn back to look at my truck as I'm walking in.
When you go off-road, how does the suspension handle?
I have no problems with it. I haven't been stuck yet, knock on wood, but I got a winch and I've got all the recovery gear I need with me just in case, but I have not had any problems yet. I've gone through some pretty deep puddles. Nothing that I have to worry about water coming into the cab yet. I don't need a snorkel, I'm not doing that kind of stuff, but for what I've done, I have no problems.
Do you have any future plans with it? Are they kind of set in stone?
When the time comes for me to need tires, I'm going to go up to a 35. I'm going to keep the 17s though. I'm just going to go a little bigger on the tire.
Plans for a taller lift kit, I would assume.
I'm going to have to, yeah. I know I got to go at least 6 inches. I haven't seen one in person yet to see what a 6-inch lift looks like on this. So I want to kind of see that first and go from there. But I definitely want to try to put some 35s on this, get a little taller.
All right, well, that kind of wraps it up. Again, thank you so much for sharing your setup. Charlie, again, has a 2020 Tacoma TRD Sport, 17 by 9-inch Dirty Life Mesa wheels in matte black with a negative 12mm offset, 285/70 R17 Falcon Wild Peak AT3W all-terrain tires, which are equivalent to a 33 by 11, and a 3.5-inch Rough Country lift kit with lifted N3 struts. Thank you so much again, and for more videos just like this, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.